Sorry, the other video got cut off because an alarm went off, but it makes it so hard, bro. And I know that this is what business feels like. This is what hard feels like, and I'm grateful for it. Don't get me wrong. But it doesn't make it any easier to deal with. I used to talk about when I was going back and forth for 6 months, dropping out of college. And if you know my story, you already know what I'm talking about. If you don't, go watch the video where I talk about my story. It's like a 25-minute video. But when I was dropping out of college and I was speaking with my best friend, I had the same conversation with him about this, and we were talking about how this is when I first heard the line from Hormozi about this is what hard feels like, right? And I had a whole discussion with him because I was going through some hard stuff, and I kept thinking to myself about that quote of this is what hard feels like, but it didn't make it any better. And I remember having a conversation with him, and we just talked about how it was a cool little breakthrough of my own where I realized that knowing that this is what hard feels like doesn't make it any easier, right? It's there's awareness, but then there's also just the circumstance, right? Where it's yes, this is hard right now. And I know that this is what hard feels like. And understanding that is great, but it doesn't make it any easier to go through, right? Now, that being said, it makes it easier to not quit, right? But it's just I don't know. And so I'm going to cut it off here because it's already been a long video. But this is what it really looks like. Again, my whole point in even making this is just to document it and for me to look back and just discuss what's going on. But this is what's going through my head right now, and it's a lot to fucking deal with. And I honestly don't know where I'm going to be in 6 months from now. I might even not even have enough money to last me 6 months, right? And it's this is what it really looks like, dude. And this is what is going through my head right now. And it's I know I'm going to look back on this one day and be oh, I remember that day. But it's dude, it fucking sucks. I have no fucking money, dude. And this is one last thing I'm going to leave it off with, and then I really want to cut it. But it's I've been just using my credit cards because it delays the feeling that I'm losing money, right? It's when I buy groceries, I use my credit card. When I do whatever, I've been using my credit card more and more and more and more and applying for more credit cards. But when I do that, the problem is when I spend money on a credit card, it doesn't feel like I'm actually losing money, period. Right? It's I don't. And so I haven't actually got that feeling of oh, I need to be careful or I need to budget. I was asking myself, I'm why am I being so careless with my money? Why am I not tracking everything in detail? Why do I not feel like I need to budget? Why is it not more important to me? And I'm well, because I don't actually feel like I'm even spending the money, right? Because I'm using a credit card. And so my bank account, let's say I go and buy groceries. I look at my bank account, I have X amount of dollars. And then I go and buy $100 worth of groceries, but I use a credit card. And I look at my bank account, and guess what? It's the same number. So I don't feel like I actually spent any money. The problem is that money is now due 30 days later. And so instead of having $100 here, $100 there, $100 there, all of a sudden it's no change, no change, no change, no change, no change. And then one day I owe $3,000. And I'm fuck. Right? And so I'm going to stop using my credit cards. The only reason I applied for more, I now have a business credit card and one extra personal credit card. And the only reason I did that was in case of emergency, just in case if I need a roof over my head to pay my rent. Having a credit card gives me a month to figure shit out. If I literally had $0 tomorrow for whatever reason, but I had a credit card with an $8,000 limit, I can pay my rent and it buys me 30 days. Yeah, I still owe the money, but it gives me 30 days to figure out, okay, how can I at least make my rent payment this month, right? It's like Hormozi with Gym Launch, right? It's when his stuff was returned, he put it on a credit card to be able to go out and pay for his employees or whatever. So it's I did that just in case. The problem is when I've been using it now, I've been doing that when it's not necessary. And so I don't feel like I'm losing money. So I haven't been paying it. I haven't been money conscious, right? Which is the number one fucking rule in Think and Grow Rich is be money conscious. Nobody can get rich without money consciousness, right? And so it's I'm going to stop using my credit cards now because it's only for in case of emergency. Every time that I spend money on groceries, on food, on random shit, on supplies, on gas, on whatever, I'm using my debit card now. And the only thing that I will use a credit card for is my rent payment. But maybe that even not. I don't know. So I'm going to stop using that. But anyway, that's the end of this recording. I'm going to cut it off now. But it's I just wanted to get this down because I just felt so overwhelmed today because it's just so much fucking going on at once. Oh, and that's one thing I wanted to say was I need to I just need to realize how much has been going on, because when I like stop and look back, I feel like I've got nothing done. But if I look back, dude, 4 days ago I was still working for the Elliott Group. Like, I quit my job on Monday afternoon. Like Monday until like 10 or 11 a.m. I was at the Elliott Group. And so like in those days, I moved out of my old apartment. I moved completely into my new apartment. I set like, what did I do in the last 4 days? I moved into a brand new apartment, moved all of my stuff out of the old one, moved into a new one. I got my Arizona license being shipped to me in the mail. I got an LLC set up. I registered the business. I got a business bank account. I filmed a couple of videos. I bought meta glasses. I bought the microphones for me to go out and actually film. I hired, or at least got the prospect of 3 different videographers, one of who's coming to film with me tomorrow, without whom I wouldn't be able to go out and film. And then another one for next week, Saturday, Sunday, right? And then possibly one that's full time. So like I had 3 calls with videographers and found 3 videographers, bro. Like, that's a decent amount of shit to take place in 5 days. Like, it was Monday. So let's say Monday afternoon. All right, so let's say half a day. So let's just start it from Tuesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Today is Saturday. 4.5 days. I moved into a brand new apartment, got a business LLC set up, got a bank account set up, have 3 possible videographers, got my Arizona license, figured out what to do about the ticket. Like, it's not bad. It's not everything, but it's not bad for 4 days. Like, if it was 3 months and I still had all this shit, fine. It's been 4 days, dude. And I did a lot of that stuff. Like, slow it down a little bit. Right? But anyway, I hate that. Look at this shit. Fucking disgusting. But anyway, so that's it for this one. And I'll talk about the fatness and everything in another video, but whatever. That's going to be it for this one, because I got to go do some other shit, and this is going really long. But that's just like a behind the scenes of like, this is what it's really like to go out and build a business or chase your dreams. It fucking sucks sometimes, bro. And on Instagram now and everything, all you really see is the highlight reel, and you see all these guys with the Lambos and all that shit. You don't see this when you're $5,000 in the bank account. You have just an idea with no resources, no tools, not one. Like, this is what it really is like to build a business. And so I know I'm going to remember this shit, but it fucking sucks right now, dude. But I'm grateful, because this is what I wanted. And what a blessing it is to stress through the life that I prayed for. So that's it for this one. It's Saturday, August 11th. It's now 3:04 p.m. Holy shit, it's been almost an hour. And I will see myself in the next one. Peace, rap.